We've all seen it before. Maximum height, final zone, and a victory royale. Three things that go hand in hand in every Fortnite endgame. But what if I told you there was a different way you can make every final zone, get elims, and not be on height while winning the game? Let's take a look at the XSET trio and how they use low ground in NA East Day 2, Game 1 to beat height, win out the match, and finesse the endgame. You've got AV, one of the best shot callers and solo clutch players of NA East, combined with Shark and Knight, a duo that's played together for over a year, having some of the most top consistent placements in FNCS duos and enough synergy to the point where it looks like they can read each other's minds. To get enough fuel to be able to make it into endgames, these guys land over at the Fortilla and Shantytown and Logjam Woodworks. That's right, a huge split taking over 15% of the map with a total of 40 chests. Let's take a look at this comparison between mid-ground and low ground. While on mid-ground, you're usually at risk of being shot by 3 angles at all times. There are multiple trios on your lair that can shoot your walls and battle for space in front of you, as well as try to break into your box behind you. If your base or tarp is too high and exposed, you can risk being pressured from height with shots, utility, and surprise all-ins. And while you're trying to keep track of all of that, there can be low ground trios that are looking to shockwave up, crash pad you down, as well as spray your floors, making a fully built metal box still vulnerable to anyone on the lookout. The XSET trio always choosing to stay on low ground changes all of that. With the ground beneath them, there's no pressure at all coming from beneath their feet. They can spend more time looking around and above at other trios, becoming more aware of threats and dangerous paths. In terms of other low ground players on their lair, the main fight is for space and position, so they end up moving instead of shooting first, giving XSET more time to make decisions while on the run. The mid-ground trios above XSET can get their sightlines blocked by each other, and XSET can utilize old builds like you see here to get even more sneaky and secluded, making there no chance of any pressure at all, giving these guys an easy route towards the front of the zone. Skip a little bit ahead, and this is where the magic starts. Having a hill on their backs, zone ahead of them, and their own builds behind them, it lets XSET focus just on one angle, and a player on the other side of that angle gets pressured so much that he's forced up, giving XSET more room to even cover on low ground. Seeing that it's a steep incline though, they build up a layer, forcing any teams rotating on their side of the circle to funnel straight into their floors, cones, and edits. They set up a perfect trap in their home turf, gain 3 points, drop back down the low ground for weapon upgrades, mats, and more. That final zone is the biggest issue for low ground though, as height can beam down and make XSET use up all their mats. But this entire time they've been playing box to box, close to the ground, allowing them to save their utility till the 9th zone, and using it as a counter to height. They deal damage and really split apart the focus of Bizzle, Illust, and Clips, with the huge reservoir of shockwaves that they have set up. XSET just have to look up and spray, having an easier time keeping up with the zone, as they don't have to build floors to stay inside it. Both weapons can also just stay activated, and they flip the pressure onto the height trio, eventually winning the game. Low ground lets you stay together more, focus on one team at a time, saves your utility, and when played correctly lets you win insane games. It takes creativity and a lot of practice though. You have to move and adapt on the fly. These are just some of the cool things AV, Knight, and Shark do each game. Keep track of their journey during more games of the FNCS. We'll be seeing you on that battle bus.